What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW. And today we're going to go over a day trading recap. It's a red hat, and today is actually a red day, guys. Check it out. All right, guys, let's jump into this recap here on the day. Now, today was a day where it looked like we were going to have some action. We had a few stocks making some good moves in pre-market. We had good volume on them, a good press releases as well. So it was a day where there was a lot to like. And right off the opening bell, we saw some good momentum. We had some good volume. So I waited for my setups to start to present themselves. And I went after them. I went after two of them, and I went 0 for 2 today. I actually went 0 for 2. However, it's not a nasty red day or anything like that. Matched my risk very nicely, very clean. And we'll go over that and how I did it here in this recap. We're going to jump into the charts. I'm going to show you all the tickers on watch that we had at daytraderchatroom.com dashboard. All the plans that I had for them, resistance, support zones. We're going to go over my 2 trades on the day, how I attack them, and how I manage my risk on them, as well as we're going to talk about AMC and some crucial levels that I'm looking at on AMC as well, okay? Now, before we move any further, do me a quick favor, smash the like button for me. It helps out with the YouTube algo tremendously, and it helps me on the channel a lot. Also, if you want to trade with us for 5 days for $5, just check us out. 5 days down there, trial at the daytraderchatroom.com. You get access to a dashboard, the resources section, a video lesson library with over 200 videos, and of course, a course just for you to check out. And I'll leave that down there in the comment and the description section. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the chart so we can go over these tickers, all right? Let's go. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into this recap here on the day. Let's grab the watch list. I had AMC, MNOV, EARS, AEI, TRCH, SPY on watch. And the weekly watch list is somewhat similar. TRCH, AMC, SPY, AHT on watch. A few others I need to add to that list there possibly. But for today, you know, we had AMC on watch. And in pre-market, I said, guys, I'm watching AMC for 2 levels. I'm watching for either a break and hold of the $65 zone, right? You can see clear as day resistance here, or a pullback towards 52. And let's see if 52 gets tested again and becomes support. Maybe, you know, we get that tomorrow or Wednesday or something, and we can catch a bounce back to 65. I will definitely take some profit off there and then hold on to the bulk, you know, the majority of my shares looking for a push through to test new highs. Potential swing trade there with a clear stop under 50 is the idea on AMC. Now, GME, I'm sorry, let me get this watch list for today. GME was something we were talking about last week. So here we go. So then MNOV, 46 million shares in the float, positive results from its phase 2 trial. I was watching to see if $5 could hold support. No dice. This thing has just sold straight off down here to its 50-day moving average. No trades on this one for me. Let me double check here. Yes, that's correct. No trades on this one. I only traded TRCH and AEI. EARS was also on watch. 12.2 million shares in the float, and now significant inhibition of tumor growth. Watching for a break and hold of 457. No trades on this one because we never got it. And here is your 457 line right in there. So nothing on that one either, right? We also talked about the SPY. SPY watching to see if the 50-day moving average acted as resistance. It did not. The SPY has broken through the 50-day moving average. What I want you to note, though, is look at the volume so far on the day. It's minuscule. So will this reclaim a 50-day hold or not? That is something that we're going to have to watch closely on the SPY. So that leaves us with TRCH and AEI, both on my watch list, both 2 trades I took today. Now, the very first one I traded was TRCH. And TRCH was extremely simple. Let's backtrack here into the zone where I caught it and where I went after it. Let's take a look at what we were looking at, right? Now, TRCH was on the weekly watch list for a break and hold of this 677 area. However, today we had a monstrous gap up here and a big old high day up here, you know, over 10 bucks, basically $11 area. And no longer was this valid to look for a pullback to 677. So I said, guys, let's see if we can find some sort of mid-gap support. So I waited around. I did not partake in this just steady uptrend here. I waited for a pullback. We made a high. We put in that high. I threw out my fib levels. And what did we notice? Well, we had this previous high right in here lining up with VWAP and lining up with that 23.6 Fibonacci level, right? We had the 9 AMA creeping up there. So I stepped in here and I said, you know what? I'm going to take a little starter and see if we can hold above that 950 area, right? So I get in here with my starter and we don't hold. It's just simple as that. Simple as that. We don't hold the level and we break down underneath it. Now, we did have decreasing volume on the pullback, which is what I wanted to see, but we never bounced. We just simply never bounced at all. And I had to take a loss there. However, it was a starter position. So I took a loss on a very small amount of shares. Now, like I said, and this is something that I had heard from Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tank. He calls his money, you know, soldiers. So right in here, I sent out a small recon group. I told them, hey guys, get out there and tell me what you see. That's what my starter was. So I sent out that small recon group of soldiers and they did not come back. They did not come back and all radio communications went dark. So that was it. It was the end of it. Nothing else happened. I did not send any more soldiers out there on TRCH because it was treacherous. So the next one was AEI. Now on AEI, I also managed my risk appropriately. I actually sent out more soldiers on this one, yet I still took a slightly smaller loss on it because the stop was a little bit tighter. The previous one had about a 40-50 cent stop. Here we had a much smaller stop. Now on AEI, this one, we had 6.87 million shares in the float. Delivered 20 e-homes with Tesla PV solar panels. I was watching for $7 area to hold support on pullbacks. Could have room towards 9. Here is that $7 line. Okay, you can see a whole lot of what? Previous resistance right in there. That's $7. So I was watching for a break and a hold of that level. That $7 level was lining up more or less with the 23.6 Fibonacci level and VWAP, plus that daily level 3 support zones that could potentially be, of significance. We break up into VWAP, right? And we begin to try to play around with that $7 level all throughout here. And we have volume, what? Steadily increasing, right? You see that volume steadily increasing in there. And I'm thinking, okay, let's see if this wants to hold. So I jump in there, take a starter, and then I add to the position, and then I just stopped out. Boop. That's it. Okay, goodbye. You don't want to play around anymore. I'm out, right? So right in there, I had a few more soldiers die today, but it was still a small unit that I sent out into the wilderness to see whether or not the grounds were safe for more soldiers to be deployed. So today, small loss day, no biggie. It's well within my risk tolerance, and not only that, the day as a whole winds up totaling less than one regular red trade for me. So, you know, that's a good thing because I manage my risk. Now, what does that mean? Probably going to be diminishing my risk for the remainder of the week until we see better, cleaner type of setups work out, right? Because this is a decent setup, didn't work out. The other one was a decent setup, didn't work out either. So I'm not going to push it here. Now, we might see this thing come back up here out of nowhere later on during lunch or coming out of lunch. Potentially, it's possible, but it's not clean. These things are trading extremely, extremely choppy, right? Look at this. Failed red to green move. Failed VWAP test. Tremendously failed VWAP test. Now we're testing VWAP zone again, right? So I am not interested in getting chopped. I want to trade the clean and easy setups. Oh, but Jesse, why do you just want to trade easy? Are you lazy? No, I'm smart. I don't want my soldiers to die needlessly. I will trade the cleaner setups when they present themselves, and I will manage my risk accordingly in the meanwhile. Okay, that's just the way I trade, and that's the way I manage my risk. That's how I stay alive in this game. Well, guys, I hope you learned something from this. I hope it was useful for you. I know a lot of people out there, they don't really talk about risk, or if they talk about risk, they don't tell you or show you how they really manage it. It's usually some trivial number they pick randomly. Oh, this is my stop. And you're like, why? Oh, because it's 1% or 2%. What? That's nonsense. All right. They don't teach you the proper way of managing risk and trading. So I hope you learned something here. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below for me. I'm happy to come back around and answer them for you to the best of my abilities. Hope you're having a great day, a good start to the week. Smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I upload my next video. And I'll catch you on the next one.